Welcome back. So now our goal here is to verify whether the name whatever we get for that product, whether the name is present in the vegetable names what we designed or not. So let me give the proper name to this, um, because both are conflicting, right? Name and names both look similar. Let's say veggies. So these are the veggies you want to add to the cart, or you can say items needed. So these are the items we need, and this is the name we got from the product. So first let's build pseudocode. Instead of directly jumping into actual Java code, first we need to understand the requirement. So goal of this whole test is to check whether name you extracted is present in array or not. So to do this, it again involves a little bit coding to check the any name whatever you get is present in this whole array. So there is one simple and easiest way. If you can convert this array to array list, then it will be very easy to check whether the name you what you got is present in that array list or not, because array list supports a method called contains, same method. So now if you convert, now items needed is an array, right? Let's convert this into array list. Convert, just follow me, you will understand by end of this lecture. Convert array into array list for easy search, because our goal here is to search in our array whatever product we got. So now you may get doubt that in that case why can't you declare array list only in the beginning? Why do you want to declare array first and then convert into array list for your convenience and easy search, isn't it? So the reason behind that is arrays takes less memory, and array list is used only when you have complicated scenarios to validate. So here with less memory you declare array and then you runtime you convert that into array list. Okay, in this way you are saving the memory, and it's recommended to have the items in array, and whenever you want you can convert that into array list. So if you watch carefully now, how to convert array into array list is our first goal. Once you convert, then we will check whether the name what you got is present in that array list or not is our second goal. If you can achieve this, then that's it. We can crack this example. So firstly, how to convert array into array list. So let me go back to Chrome browser, and when you want to know something, could be that belong to any programming language, depend upon Google. Okay, everyone Google the information for what they want. I worked on JavaScript last month, and the last year I worked on Python, and now I'm working on Java. So every time I work on different programming languages, and syntaxes changes on every different language what we work on. So it's hard to remember everything on top of our memory. So you know obviously that people just Google to find out. I know how to convert that into array list, but I'm just telling you, if you come across some situation like this, no matter how much Java you know, do not get panic. Our goal here is to convert, and let's Google that and get that information. Convert array to, see how many people are doing that already. Convert array to array list. Right. So there are different examples given here. So let's take the first one. All right. Yeah. Check it out here. So they already declared an array first of all, and then they were converting that array to array list. So they have some flexibility of doing multiple operations if they have converted that into array list. Someone have already defined my name here. So nice. So this is the step. Simple. So arrays dot as list, pass your array, and then that's it. It will become your array list variable. Right. So here our array is nothing but items needed. Pass that here and move your cursor on arrays. Import java.util and that's it. Now A1 is nothing but your object. This could be anything. And items needed also, you can say items needed list. Right. Now it becomes very easy. Now you are almost there. Now instead of having this condition, so if items needed list dot, sorry, it pasted at wrong place, dot contains. So now whatever the name you get, place it here. That's it. Basically you get the product name on each and every iteration, right? Now that product name, you are testing whether the name whatever I got is this present in the list. If it is present in that list, then go and click on it. So right now we were interested to select cucumber and broccoli, right? So when this loop start executing, first it finds broccoli. So the name in the first iteration, broccoli will fall into this name variable, and then it will check whether broccoli whatever we retrieved is present in this items needed list or not. Is it present? Yes. Then it goes inside and click on it. Next, it will check for cauliflower. Is cauliflower present in this list or not? So how to check is, I told you, contains method is a very simple method which will help you to check whether an item what you have is presented in the array list or not. So is cauliflower present in the items needed list? No. So it won't go inside. And next, cucumber. It's present. And then it goes inside and it clicks on it. Okay. But you have to remember one thing here. If you depend upon this array list concept, you cannot use break. Why? So when you click on the broccoli first and when you say break, you will directly come out of this for block, right? So it will not have chance to iterate. So you cannot use a break concept here when you are going with multiple values in the array. So that's the design issue here. So better you can directly live like this. And if you are going with only a single element, then you can just go and use the break statement. Now in this way you can add n number of items here. So just if you want to hit on beetroot, just give beetroot. That's it. So you need not change any code. Simply keep on expanding your array and this code will still remains same. You need not touch anything here. So that's where dynamicness we need to bring. If you can expand this array tomorrow, your code should not be touched. That's how people expect you to write code. If you hard code cucumber inside this, tomorrow if you add one more broccoli, you have to repeat the code. Okay, so you will only update your array here and that should reflect everywhere. So will this work? No, still there is a problem because it's returning us broccoli hyphen 1 kg, cauliflower hyphen 1 kg and cucumber hyphen 1 kg. So matching is not found. When is cucumber hyphen 1 kg, whatever you get from your get text, it should present in this array list. But in our array list, we directly have the vegetable name, but we have not given like this 1 kg. You can still give here like this and say you can match this and it will start working. But in real time again, when you have something like this, people would ask you that why do you need to give hyphen 1 kg and all. Just get the product names. Make this code more cleaner by just providing this product names. But the headache what you have is you are not able to just extract this one word. When you try to extract this, hyphen 1 kg also coming. The developer have designed in that such way. Okay, so you just cannot get only cauliflower. You are getting extra text also. But your senior management suggested that do not use 1 kg hyphen special characters. Keep concise with just vegetable name. So how do you do that then? So if this is your requirement, once you get the item cucumber hyphen 1 kg, you have to trim it. You have to split and remove this hyphen 1 kg from your actual text before you compare with your array list. Okay, so once you get your name, you have to format it to get actual vegetable name, and then pass it to your if condition to check with your array. Okay, so let's see that in our next lecture. So all these are required. These are all real-time problems. I can simply conclude this lecture by showing that add to cart button, which is the first index, click on broccoli, and then I can proceed. But when you work in real time, you will get some different kind of examples like get multiple vegetables, add them into array, make sure you format them properly, and how do you validate text what you got and scan through your array. All these elements comes into picture. So that's the reason I was trying to explain, so that you can correlate when you get this scenario in your real-time projects. Alright, so in the next lecture, let's see this formatting, and I hope with that we can conclude this scenario and we can run and see if they are adding to the cart or not. Alright, thank you.